Okay, so this session we're particularly looking at speedlites, but really we're looking at gels, and we're looking at kind of getting a little bit creative in the studio gear with a minimal amount of kit. If you don't have kind of lots of studio flash, you probably have more kind of portable flash than anything else. So we've got 3 speedlights set up on set. We're basically running one at the 10, one at the 2 o'clock. Okay, so 2 lights there, and then we've basically got a honeycomb light as well, so it's 3 speed lights. On the camera here, as you can see, basically we've got a speed light transmitter, so it's a controller, and this is what is going to be basically controlling the powers of the different lights. So we're really talking about ratios and how they're going to kind of affect the image. So initially, we're not going to fire the white light. In other words, I've got a 3rd light with a honeycomb on that is not going to fire until I tell it to. But I just thought we'd explore gels and kind of how it all works and things really. So Natalia, princess in white, please. We've gone quite simple as far as the set is concerned. We just got a couple of the boxes that we're using as steps, just a little bit more kind of theatre with it and everything else. And let's kind of just do the first shot anyway. It would always help. We're looking back towards there, but that top light is not going to fire for now, okay? So let's have a quick look. Should come up on screen. And basically what we've got is a one-on-one, all right? So in other words, in the ratio, it is one-on-one. Let me just check my focus point. Yeah, it's there, okay? So we've got my one-to-one kind of balance of the gels. So on the controller here, you can see that we've basically got A and B. So A is to my left, that's the 10 o'clock flash. B is at 2 o'clock. And that is my right flash. So in other words, A has got the blue gel, B has got the pink gel, and basically that last shot we just saw is the 1-1. So in other words, they're equal to each other. Let's just shift the actual, exposure. So I've just clicked into menu 2 to go into ratio, and then I'm going to click onto ratio. Okay, and you can see if I press it, it brings the C light live. I'm just going to show it to you, just so kind of actually how we're going to build up. Let's kind of do it. That top light is there now. A little bit more, kind of bring that hand up to the face or something. That's lovely. Bring it away from the face a touch more. That's great. Relax, darling. So by seeing that now, we've got all 3 lights kind of coming into the mix. But really what we're going to do is kind of go back to the 2 lights first of all. So as you can see on the controller here, just the A and the B. In this case, let's shoot the 1-1 again, all right? So same shot, there's no white light though. Okay, that's the 1-1. If we just go into group now, and now I press the, I turn the dial and I go straight to the 8-1. It means now that all the bias is towards the blue flash. Let's do the same pose, please. That's lovely. Great. All the bias is to the blue now, as you can see. So it still has some kind of pink light coming through, and that's pretty good. And if we do exactly the same thing again, but we put it up to the other end, you can see now, same pose, darling. Brilliant, relax. All the bias now is towards the pink. So I just kind of gave you 2 big different colors so you could see the difference in it anyway. Let's just kind of just drop. Let's just turn the head just towards the side. Turn the head more. That's lovely, just there, keep it. So, and now if we kind of turn the head around towards this side for me, more. Now I want to actually move the group, so in other words, I want to move all the bias now to the blue side. Turn the head more, darling, more, turn, that's lovely, it's there. Okay, so again, it's all about wherever I want the most dominance, the light in or wherever it is. So let's kind of just do some hands or wherever it is, kind of, that's lovely. Keep it, change it, all over to this side for me, that's lovely. Keep it, one more, it's lovely. Again, almost kind of coming down into the hands for me. Just turn the head away, there's light, no light my side. Lower the hands more. Turn the head away more. Lovely. Okay, so we've got, you know, real drama kind of going on within the image, and we're using the gel for that. Obviously, what I would tend to do is if we're working on this side, then I'd obviously kind of switch the balance. So this stage, back onto the master, come in, push in all or most of the actual light. Let's go to half. So this is going to have twice as much dominance on the right-hand side, the left. We're looking all to this side, so all the expression over to here. Okay, let's do it. Two, go, go, go. It's nothing on the white light. It's all to do with the pink light. That's lovely. Let's take the hands away, back behind you. Twist the body around towards the light. That's lovely. Turn your head away from me more. That's lovely. Almost come into the curl, just actually be in the hands. That's lovely. Turn the head away from me more. Bring the hands away from the face. That's great, just there. Lower the head down, darling. Lower the hand as if you're going to the hands. That's lovely. Whoa, relax. Nice expression. Look at you go. It's lovely. Okay, so you can kind of see the dominance, how we can kind of use that. But I do like white light. I like white light to actually be a part of the actual facial image or whatever it's going to be and things really. I've put a kind of a honeycomb on it for now. We will swap it to a softbox as well. But this allows me to kind of clean light everything else within the mix. Even if it's just a little bit, I want some kind of light back and things really. So again, let's kind of bring now back, pressing the ratio button, yeah? And that will bring C live. And now I can obviously kind of tell it from the master here how much power it's going to have or not. So in other words, if I neutralize it, quite dramatic up towards that light for me. That's lovely. Relax. So we've already seen we've got pink dominance as far as the light, but now we're bringing the white light actually onto the face. And as long as we're allowing that light to actually spill onto the face, we're kind of, it's there. I think at present, it's just, do that same pose for me a minute. I think it just needs to come in a little bit. There is no middle ground with honeycombs. We'll swap it to a softbox in a minute. Okay, let's do it again. It's lovely, it's there. Push the foot up onto the top again, just to kind of give that step. And now bend in more. Bend, that's lovely. Great, relax. So it's great theatre, kind of lighting and kind of location. Let's just, let's put a, before we change that, let's just go to group. And I'll just increase the dominance from the light. Okay, ready? Again, that's lovely. Lean to me a touch more. Just try and make sure your face can see the middle of those honeycombs. Excellent, relax. So you can see already now how much white light dominance we've got in C. So this is where, again, back into the group, press in to acknowledge it, bring it back down to 2. Same pose, darling. Again. Brilliant. So we've got that white light, but we are beginning to actually control those together and things really. So if you start to think about what every light is trying to do, I think when you start to work with gels, at times you're going to probably use it to begin with the likes of a background gel. So you'll be using a light to actually create creativity as far as the background is concerned. You might then be looking at using a gel to give you the likes of a little bit of kind of accenting colour onto the body or onto the hair or whatever it would be. But for me, as I said, it's thinking about what each light is trying to do within the scene. So I'm going to take this right up high. I'm going to drop the knuckle down, so it's kind of going to give a real kind of almost flood effect. Come in there. Notice that I'm running a battery pack with the SPEEDLITE. That's so I can shoot much, much quicker. So now I've just got this overhead, and it's just going to wash in front of her. It is going to spill onto the background a little bit as well because it doesn't have a grid on. We'll swap that to a grid now in a minute. So in the same way, the great thing about SPEEDLITE, let's do the same shot. Excellent. You can see now how it will just spread more, just give us that the softer kind of light. Now from here, remember, if I want it less in dominance, all I've got to do is kind of do, oh, wrong button, see, and turn that down. So if I just put it into the equal, same thing for me again, darling. It's kind of going to soften the light from the above. So you can see now how it's all kind of coming together. So now in the ratio still, the pink has the most kind of accent. Basically the C is kind of just in the neutral. We're not giving it any dominance. If I want to just bring that back in again, bring in the power, let's bring it up to 1. Same pose, we'll do 3 shots. 1, another one, group. 2, and again, and again. Just stand upright for me for a minute, just so we can see the shot. Just hands down by the side, just look up. Look, in fact, look to me, that's it. Relax. So we can see kind of how we're increasing the light. Let's yeah, I quite like it. Let's kind of scruff up put the foot back up there. That's it, look into me now, turn the head to me, Natalia, lower the chin down a touch more, stay there. Okay, so the same thing applies in normal lighting. Obviously, if we're working in studio flash, we just start to actually kind of put it more in front of the subject. I don't want quite as much kind of dominance, but let's have a little look first. Raise the chin a touch, raise it a little bit, that's it. So, because the light is so high and she's so high, I need that chin to raise just a little bit. I love it. Who's a clever munchkin? Excellent. Again, keep it. Lower the chin. Sit. Turn the head this way. Raise the chin up higher. It's gorgeous. Keep it. Yeah, great. Relax. So you can see the kind of the effect that we've got going on here. But really, what we were on about was the kind of the gels. And the kind of the dominance and how we can kind of create the light. So if you don't want as much white light as I've got here, just one of the great things about Speedlite, within a few seconds, you can kind of really change the accessories through. Let's just pop the grid on. Okay, so I'm just going to use the honeycomb grid. So this is a soft box with an egg crate, okay? So we're still going to have that lovely kind of control of the light, so it's just not going to spill onto the background or could start to contaminate too much with the gels. We really want to try and have as much control of spillage, especially when we're using gel. The reason being, because we're trying to avoid contamination. And as soon as we start to allow white light or any color to mix with it, it starts to dilute the color. So if we want strong color, we would use a black background. If we wanted a pastel color like I'm doing today, we would use a white background. Yep. Let's have a little look. Just check this focus again. Quick test. I think that needs to go up a little bit higher. There we go. But you can see already now, working straight at me with the eyes, lower the chin, turn the head this way a little bit. Slowly lean the head onto this side. Just bring the hand up to this part of the hair. Lower the chin more. Relax. So we've got real kind of dominance. Let's then you go, okay, hang on a minute, I want more blue than less pink and everything else with it. And this is the benefit, whether we're using studio flash or not, we can start to control what we want to actually control. So in other words, here we group, we want to actually change its power, we want to give the dominance to the blue now. So there's our 8th, then basically back again, ratio once more, bring in the C, same thing again. Eyes to me, that's lovely. So straight away we know we've kind of brought that dominance together and things really. So again, not sure, oh my camera's there, sorry. Natalia, relax darling. So as far as the kind of the gel is concerned, really what we're trying to do is actually what is it doing, what's its job, do I want any white light in the scene or do I just want coloured gel? You don't have to use any white light. I tend to actually just put it onto the face or some flesh or some kind of small part of the kind of the white control, unless I want a complete kind of creativity of gelled light, and I've got no problem with that at all. It's kind of a big trend still within the industry as far as gel is concerned, especially in the fashion glamour kind of element. But again, it's always about being true to nature in the way that you want to do. When we start to use gels, I would start to, oh, don't do that to me. I thought you fell off. When we're starting to use gels, basically I often use a term called chroma zoning. So it's basically chroma is the color and zoning is the tonality of gray. And when we start to actually look at how we bring color and use color in the commercial world, it depends on whether we're using a white background, grey background or black background and how we're using the kind of colours, but we can basically take control of saturation. That's one of the things. But to begin with, if you've got gels in the cupboard, get them out, start to use them as accent light or background lights so you can have a little bit of fun with it. That's me done. Hope you enjoyed this quick film. Remember what we've done is in ratios, kind of how we're saying, okay, you dominate this now and now you dominate that. But that would be exactly the same. You are using the likes of a kind of studio flash and as changing more power to one light and less to another, and obviously adjusting the exposure to match with it and things really.